anyone done plastering? Anyone familiar with plastering?
Yeah, not really.
Yeah. But, so I mean, this is a mud plaster. That's one of ours, but that's very typical. Quite tough, really, for what it is. And then these are you saw this one earlier. This is a mud plaster from Malton with ox hair in it, and then this finish coat. And you can see this is the typical. This is unusually thick, but that's just a one coat finish.
Of lime.
Of lime. So it's never mud on its own. It's not rustic in that sense. It's always mud base coat with a lime finish coat, but it's typically thicker than usual or than modern or Victorian finish coats, put it that way. And that's typical 17th, 18th century, really, that sort of thick finish coat. Even when it's with lime, that tends to be the case. And then these are run in situ. This is a lime cornice, run in situ, and you can see the coats. So you've got gradual build-up of coats. Never more than 3/4 of an inch. And that's one of the primary errors that you will make when you're plastering, is to try and put too much on, and then it will shrink like crazy and cause you problems. So really, 20 mil is about the maximum for each coat, and if that means you have to put 5 coats, that's what you have to do. You can't sort of skimp in that sense. And that guarantees you good carbonation to that depth. The other thing is, it's common that people think if you're rendering outside or even inside that you chop out the joints, or it doesn't matter if the joints are deficient, because that'll give a key. Again, that's not the case. You want a very fair face to plaster onto. So if, you know, it's often a hard sell with people, but we're currently, at the moment, we're pointing at a wall that will be rendered, so they're having to pay for the pointing and the rendering, but you can't skimp, because again you'll get these deeper areas that will carbonate differentially, and potentially that will cause a problem in the plaster. So you need a fair face and you need a pretty even skin, so it's important to dub out before you apply plaster, or point before you apply plaster.
So it's kind of completely opposite principle to pointing where you want it initially before you're going to chop it out. You want it to be as...
No, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, so you would point again, but so this is, you know, any cornice before 1850 in this country, lime cornice, will have been run in situ like this in the building. About 1850 you started to get these fibrous, the sort of stuff you can buy in B&Q, in fact, you know, that are stuck on, that are run on a bench with gypsum and hessian and then stuck on. But it's important again to remember that that's about 1850.
What sort of time between coats?
Well, different schools of thought on that one. I mean, some people would say, you know, let it apply the next coat before the other one is fully carbonated and it's green. Obviously, the benefit of that is that you've got quite a lot of moisture still there, so that keeps the set slow on the subsequent coat. Others would say you should let it fully carbonate before applying the next coat.
And you?
I tend to put it on when it's still green underneath. Yeah.
And